want to add to Peter Burden's comments there, actually, that policy is one thing, but I really do, in fact, Don as well. I think we really ought to have a formal legal opinion, because what do we do if we have an impasse? It's happened twice when an elderly lady said, please don't phone me, and the gentleman who said he felt threatened by it. What do? Do we settle on the side of the aggressor or the aggrieved?
Yes.
So you know, I think we really have to have a formal legal opinion to guide us. Because do we just all sit there and you know?
Well, look at the Act. You've got the legislation.
Excuse me.
You've got the legislation.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair.
There should be no public discussion at this point. Thank you.
Just to finish, as I say, we could find ourselves in an impasse with that sort of behaviour in a public meeting, and people have generally really want to talk to us and concentrate, and as I say, gather the nerve and take the opportunity, and are put completely off their thread by having a camera in their face.
It's not in their face.
I will adjourn this meeting if there is one more interruption. Thank you.
So as I say, I think we really ought to have a formal legal opinion and not a policy. That is what will happen. If somebody says I don't want it to be filmed, then what do we do? Do we call the meeting off? Do we stop the filming, or do we just throw somebody to the lions?
But I think that the matter is we simply have to have an accurate legal opinion. It's one thing to ask people to have good manners, but if they have bad manners, there's little we can do about it. But we need to know what the law is.
Perhaps I can...
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ross has it.
Mine is remark is slightly different, so this is with regard what we're discussing at the moment. What I'm going to talk about is akin to this, but not specific
Directly.
to this.
Yes. Okay. Response from Jo, and then we'll go back to Ross. Thank you.
It's to do with the model now standing orders, in fact, where we were discussing the other day that about disorderly conduct in meetings, and I think what this protocol would allow us to establish whether somebody is disrupting a meeting by, it could be that they've got bright lights shining in somebody's face, it could be that they're getting up and moving around with a camera and pointing it at people, at which point that would be disorderly conduct in the meeting, and the chairman of the meeting could draw people's attention to the protocol, which suggests that people film from a certain location, they don't disrupt the meeting in the process. If they have disrupted the meeting, then the chairman is within their rights to call for the meeting to be adjourned, or ask for the person to leave or desist, or whatever it may be. But having a having a protocol on filming allows us to differentiate whether this is a disturbance or it's just the natural meeting going ahead with the filming as it has done before.
I think that's certainly one of the purposes of this. I'll just respond to another couple of points and then I'll come back to Ross. If members of the public send a letter to the council or talk to an individual councillor, they lose all control then of what actually goes to council, because all letters will not necessarily be read out or circulated to council. And if anybody wants to make a strong response to a planning application, then they need to do it to North Somerset Councillors. We always tell them at planning meetings. And any response to North Somerset Council will be in written form, email form, and it will go on the website, and they are told that. So there is no way that they can just come and speak to the town council and ensure their concerns are taken on board. We may or we may not, but we may ourselves may be ignored at Western. But if they send, then it has to be taken note that they've got an individual. So I think maybe there's some red herrings there.
It is true that if you object to your neighbour's planning application, you cannot do that anonymously.
Exactly, that's the point I'm making.
Some people would like to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the point I'm making, Tom. I take on board all that we have said about legal opinion, And I would like to see legal opinion in here in terms of filming minors, because I think anyone under 18, legal opinion and the Act, which I don't think we've got in, but I know we've talked about it before. So Ross, can we go